about city councils, the city council itself taking positions on issues that don't affect us. I represent the citizens of Carbondale to deal with Carbondale issues. And there are so many different kinds of issues that come to the fore that we could potentially be asked about, from left, right, center, up, down, all different kinds of ways. That I'm sort of loath for city council to take positions on issues that aren't directly having to do with the governance of the city itself. But this is certainly a larger issue here because I'm a citizen and I'm really concerned. I work with Illinois South Project, which dealt with coal issues. This is really a continuation of that. I don't know if there's a statewide organization. Is there one that you know of that's addressing these issues?
It's us.
Okay, there is no.
Oh, there are statewide organizations.
But nobody who's bird dogging and spearheading this.
Well, Sierra Club is, Illinois Environmental Council, Food and Water Watch of Illinois.
Okay.
Can you say, could you
So-
come up here?
Yeah, say the organizations that are following this.
Yeah.
What about water? You've already had issues about water in Carbondale and the region.
Okay, in terms of water, Carbondale's water comes from Cedar Lake. And that, again, is in an area that geologically is very unlikely. That whole watershed is very unlikely to have this.
So no aquifers are going to spread into your...
To my knowledge, no. Now, that's something that probably our city staff should look into. But I do not believe that Cedar Creek and the other ones, we aren't, Big Muddy is not part of our watershed for the city water.
Okay, yeah. The statewide organizations that I know of that are working on this issue are Sierra Club, Prairie Rivers Network, Illinois Environmental Council, Environment Illinois, Food and Water Watch of Illinois, but they're all working at various levels or intensities. But and there are various bills floating around, and some are, and also Faith in Place is really spearheading a lot of this. And that's a statewide organization that works with churches and faith groups. But a lot of this is, as you all may know, a lot of the bills are being worked on behind closed doors. And we have been told in Sierra Club that Speaker Madigan really wants to have strong regulations on this. And we have seen, some proposals, but, as Liz says, then there are people who are even more concerned, like it's in their backyard, like, where Liz and her family is from. And so these people want a total ban. So there's all different levels of what different groups and what different people are working on. So the fact is that, so the people with the highest concern, and Liz has voiced that eloquently, is that this is an uncontrolled process. Nobody knows where those underground fractures are, or what they were doing, what equilibrium we will disrupt, and how the fractures that they make with the drills and the pressure of the water and the chemicals interacts with the fractures that are already there, and it's kind of uncontrolled. They don't know how well the well casings will withstand. All kinds of big questions that are hard to address.
Okay, the woman right there.
One of the things that the Carbondale City Council could consider is,
One of the things the city council could consider
that the pollution is water, soil, and air.
that the pollution is water, soil, and air.
we already have in Crab Orchard Lake, signs that say you shouldn't eat fish from this lake.
We already have signs at Crab Orchard Lake that say we shouldn't eat fish out of the lake
More than a certain number of times.
more than a certain number of times,
Pregnant women even
pregnant
less.
women, etc.
So how much of this stuff is airborne? How much is going to come down in our water that is within Carbondale?
How much is airborne, how much can precipitate down into our soil in Carbondale, even though it's far, far away?
And our water
And our water,
and things of that nature, and the plants that we grow to eat.
yes. And examples of each of those things are on the, not on this page, but on the don'tfractureillinois.org website. Every single point that you made is documented in another community. That's why we are concerned, and that's why she's expressing her concern. The next question? Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I have a concern, Barb. I know I'm college here ready for Congress on the Green Party ticket.
You want to come up here?
My concern is, I know that the Sierra Club's, their regulation that they have proposed is that when you are harmed, for instance, your child gets cancer, then you will be allowed to go to the fracking company and say, my child has cancer and I want to know what chemicals you use so that I can see if maybe that's why my kid has cancer. And I think that's totally unacceptable. These kind of wishy-washy regulations are totally unacceptable. I think we should just call for a ban on fracturing. Just admit that the days of easy fossil fuel are over. We have to switch to renewable energy and quit messing around destroying our planet for the last little bits of fossil fuel. So that's what I
In the very, very back.
Hi, I would just like to suggest,
I would just like to suggest,
I appreciate, Jane, I appreciate your view on it, and
I appreciate Jane's view on it at City Council.
speaking for the City Council. However, I would like everyone who can to go to City Council meetings, educate the City Council, because these places are not far from here. And contamination and toxic.
I would like people to go to the City Council meetings and educate the City Council because
contamination, toxic waste.
Contamination, toxic waste
Has no boundary.
has no boundary.
You cannot say it's going to stop 5 miles out of Carbondale.
You cannot say that it will stop 5 miles out of Carbondale.
There's no turning.
And once it's here, there's
no turning.
no turning back.
And if they're looking to start drilling in Saline County this June.
And if they're looking to drill in Saline County this June,
We have a lot of work to do.
we do have a lot of work to do. Rich?
Yeah, I agree with the sentiments expressed, but you have to look at the level of government that can do something about it. And if the origin of the...
Yeah, why don't you come on up, Rich?
Yeah, all right. I'm not trying to let Jane off the hook completely, but because the City Council should be concerned about it, but we have to remember, you know, the Carbondale City Council has no authority to regulate what happens in Saline County, or White County, or Hamilton, or anywhere else. I mean, it's not like we can, you know, put up a dome over the city, or maybe we could. About that. But I mean, other than that, you know, I'm not saying the City of Carbondale shouldn't address it, or discuss it and look if there is some potential for something that we regulate. We have to be clear that what we're talking about is trying to get regulations possibly at the county level, which does have some authority to regulate for health and safety. And I'm willing to look with the county board members here and look at the legal issues of that, see if there is a way we can maybe do that. That would be something practical. Yeah. And then we have to also look at the counties where the danger is emanating from, and also at the state level, and even the federal level, but that's, of course, a much bigger project. So, not letting Jane or the council off the hook, but let's keep it focused on the level of government that can most directly do something about the problem.
Rob?